welcome to Knit One.
Heart 2.
Heart 2.
Episode 48.
I'm Sheila, also known as Sheila D37.
And I'm Wendy, also known as Penny Winnie on Ravelry, Penny Winnie 2 on Smart People.
And she's scooped
I was a little out of the frame there.
You still are. There we go. Much better. So, I want to say, how many members?
We have 736 members this week. Yay! We're getting so close.
I want to say thank you to Rasan, Tegan Blue, and Nancy. Well, Rasan is Tegan Blue
on Ravelry.
And Nancy for your donations.
Thank you.
Much appreciated. We thank you very much for it.
Yes, we're going to use those towards Prizapalooza.
Well, and shipping costs as well.
Prizapalooza round 2.
Yeah. Also, just a reminder, we're running to the end, close to the end of our sock knit along. Mm-hmm. It's going to end on February 29th, which is only 2 weeks away.
I know.
2 weeks
so
away.
Get your socks posted.
And then next month will be shawls, cowls, scarves.
Yeah.
Things that sit on the shoulders,
yes.
Not, and wrap the shoulders like a sweater.
Yeah. Oh, and this, by the way, for anyone who asks, this is a cardigan for Arwen.
Which is lovely.
Knit out of creme brulee from, what's the name of the yarn company now?
I don't know.
I can't remember the yarn company now. It'll come to me later. My mind is kind of shot. But yeah, I love it. The only thing is the sleeves came out too long. But a lot of people
problem with that.
A lot of people had that problem with this pattern because of the construction's kind of unique. You knit the sleeves side.
Right.
And it's hard to know how.
Right, it's not like you can think back.
You can't fix it. I can't rip it out. So, but yeah, I love it, and it's out of God, I really can't remember the name of that yarn. Sorry, the yarn base is creme brulee.
And I'm wearing Lisa Beamer's from Fiber Nymph and 90% knitting. You can't see it, but it's the Ridgeline shawl, which I love. And also just a reminder that she will be donating her cowl. I can't remember the name of the cowl now. I feel so bad.
We have Mommy Brain today.
Yeah, I posted it a couple of weeks ago and I had mentioned
She's donating
one of her cowl patterns as a prize for this month's knit along.
Yay!
And,
what's that?
That's my soccer ID.
Like, this random thing flew out of her notebook.
Sorry. So also I'd like to say thank you to everyone for the wonderful Valentine's Day cards on Ravelry. It was so nice to get them.
I sent everyone one, pretty much everyone, once I found it, the one that has the wool theme. Even though it said I need a little romance, which was kind of creepy, but
I didn't even look at that. I sent a bunch. Like I did send that creepy one, Trunk Full of Love. There was a creepy one, Trunk Full of Love. That's kind of creepy.
Trunk full of love for you, baby.
So I sent that to Steve. Because I love you, Steve.
Oh, Steve, I didn't send you a Valentine. I'm bad.
I sent one to Steve. I sent one to just about everybody.
She's so much nicer than me. I didn't send out to everybody because I had kind of a bad day yesterday. But we'll talk about that in the heartbreak section of the show.
I'm a little worried about it.
It's actually kind of funny. So I wanted to say that it is we just had Valentine's Day.
Yes, we did.
And I'm going to start the show off really quick by showing you what I got for Valentine's Day from my kids. Which I think
I got
is super
nothing,
cute.
so.
I got this Valentine from my son. It says, to my family.
To my family?
Family, with a U.
Oh.
Family. And my daughter made me this one. Dear Mom, I love you. Happy Valentine's Day. But my favorite present of all is they made me this box out of Lego. And inside they put Lego hearts. One for each of them. That was my favorite gift. My husband also gave me flowers and chocolates and everything. But I just wanted to show that. Happy Valentine's Day to Mom.
I should take that back. Max made them Valentine's Day cards. Says, I heart you.
Aww.
I meant to bring it, but I forgot. And
yeah, we're at my house today, so I just happen to have that stuff here. But happy Valentine's Day to everybody.
Yes, and I got flowers from hubby. And it's, that's kind of what I wanted to talk to about my gossip and innuendo, but I'll bring it here. My husband and I don't really celebrate Valentine's Day. It's expensive for flowers and stuff like that. And we're not big on holidays in general. Like, we don't do Mother's Day all that much. We don't do Easter. We're really bad about that. But for the last few years, he's been helping a friend of ours whose mother owns a flower shop. So he's been helping deliver. So for the last, I think, 3 years, I've gotten flowers every year because he gets like some of the leftovers, which I'll take.
Yeah, I love getting flowers.
So I got flowers, and I've been stalling all this time. So the pattern that was gifted to us to give to you by Lisa Beamer is Twisted Entwining. It's a gorgeously cabled neck warmer. I'm going to show it to you here. It's gorgeous.
Very pretty. That'll be fun.
So we thank you, Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa,
for donating that to us. And we'll jump right in onto the dance card. Would you go first?
It's my turn. Yes. So I'm going to start off with the usual, the Lisianthus shawl. This time I finished a row, so I can actually show you how it looks. It got some love. I'm almost done with the first repeat of chart D. It's getting pretty big. It's coming along great. I love this pattern. I would work so much more on it if I didn't have all these other distractions that kept like requiring my attention. But I'm enjoying it. This is Lisianthus by Rosemary Hill, Designs by Romy. It's $8.50 on Ravelry. You use a US 3.25 millimeter for the center motif, and then the rest of the shawl is knit on a US 4 3.5 millimeter. And I'm doing it in Ivy Brambles Romantica and the Night Sky colorway from Yarn and Fiber Company. And I'm on chart D. There are 2 repeats of chart D. Like I said, I'm almost done with the first repeat of chart D. And then after D is completed, there will be 2 more charts. So I'm getting close. It's starting to be a long knit from end to end.
Right, yeah.
It's getting pretty long on the needles at this point. It's pretty long. But it's very simple to, once you do the first section of each new row, it's pretty easy to just keep going without, you don't have to look at the chart much. I really enjoy it. I highly recommend it. If you like lace knitting, this has been one of my favorite projects so far. I'm going to be sad when it's done. That's always a good sign for me. So there's that. The second thing I have on the needles is still here. It did not get a lot of love. I did 1 repeat. I actually took it, I went for coffee with a friend the other day, and I did 1 repeat there, and I realized I had forgotten to bring another ball of yarn with me. But this is Crestview by Cecily Glowick McDonald. It's $6 on Ravelry. It was generously gifted to me by Knittables, Diane from the Knittables podcast for Christmas. I am doing it in Classic Elite Duchess, which is a discontinued yarn, merino, cashmere, angora, nylon, and rayon. And you can see the detail of the lace. It's really pretty. It's kind of a fun, interesting pattern. I'm enjoying it. It's going to be nice, bulky yarn. If you can see, it's navy blue, but it has little flecks of pale blue and purple in it. So it's a pretty yarn. And I'm enjoying this too. It's the pattern. I think some of the math is wrong on the size that I'm doing.
Oh, really?
But also it could be that my brain doesn't do math right, because I was trying, I'm a little under on the gauge, or a little over. I can't remember. My gauge is off a tiny bit. So I needed to do some kind of an adjustment to make sure that I'm not going to make it too giant or too small. And when I was trying to work the math out, I couldn't get the math to work out right. So either there's a problem with my math, or there's a problem with the math on the pattern, and I'm too dumb to tell. But I've measured this. The measurements, the stitch count is not correct, but the measurement is correct. So I think that whatever's going on with me or the math or the pattern, the size is going to be fine. So not going to worry about it. It'll be what it'll be. And then the last thing that I have on the needles is, I'll just give you a little tiny peek. I am working out my shawlette pattern because my sock pattern is out for test, finally. And you can see, there's a little preview of it. I'm playing with a couple of different things. I'm trying to decide what ultimate shape it's going to be. I made up an edging pattern by myself, which I'm pretty proud of. After like experimenting with a few different things, I just made something up. I don't know. We'll see how it comes out. I'm hoping to have a prototype that I can make a pattern from in the next week or 2. And I'm going to knit it I'm going to knit the actual sample one out of this.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Which is my wizard island, Falkland from Fat Cat Knits that I spun for the spin-along last month. So, but I don't want to knit it with the good yarn until I figure out exactly what I'm doing. Because I've ripped that project out 4 or 5 times yesterday. Messing with it, adding and changing, trying things out that didn't work, So I'm having a lot of fun with that. And that's pretty much it for On the Needles for me.
All right, well, I'm going to jump into the dance card for me, and I started knitting this and not realizing that, I'd be in the middle of a row. No, it's not your fault. This is the Super Easy Baby Blanket by Pearl Soho with various cotton yarns, mostly sugar and cream, and what's the piggish one? Sugar and cream, I can never remember. It's peaches and cream and
sugar and cream.
Sugar and cream.
This is the front.
It doesn't, well, yeah.
You can tell. Yeah. You can just see the pearl.
So as you can see, the color schemes, I got a lot done this week on this because I think I was here.
It smells good.
It smells like cotton. I mean, it has not been washed. So I think I was about here last week. I was, had gotten either that or just starting
the blue, I think.
So I went to the movies the other night with my boys and knit pretty much a whole stripe. It takes me 90 minutes to do a whole stripe.
Cool.
How do I know that? Because the movie was 90 minutes long. We saw Journey 2, and I know Calster saw it.
Yeah, and she liked it.
She liked it. It was really good. You don't need to see the first one, which was Journey to the Center of the Earth with Brendan Fraser. He wasn't in the second one. I'm not sure why, but he was Sean, the main kid's uncle. That's how he was related to the first movie.
Oh, yeah.
And it's for Vernians, saying that, these places really exist. And it was fun.
Yeah.
At 3D. And like Callie said, the 3D was just phenomenal.
Oh,
there was one scene that you can hear the music. You know something's going to happen. Max ran to the bathroom because he knew something was going to happen.
The pressure was too much.
And the 3D glasses, I just went, and I actually had the sound come out. I'm like, whoops. Because it just caught you so quickly. It was a surprise. But anyways, I really like this blanket.
I do too. It's nice. It's going to be a good size blanket.
This is my next color after this.
And then I'll be done.
And it's trying.
Here, put it down here.
Can't really get a good, that's not the...
It's much more orange than this.
Yeah, it's a typical, I'd call it almost like a Halloween orange.
Let's see if I can...
It's
just doesn't show up well on our camera, but...
I have one more cream stripe, then this, and then another cream, and I think I'm going to call it done because it is going to be pretty long, which is what I want. Cam said it reminded him of beach balls.
And I think it reminds me of, like, J. Crew. I don't know. It's very preppy.
Yeah. I wove in half the ends because the ends were just getting too crazy.
Yeah.
And then hopefully this will be done next week.
Cool.
And washed. I'm going to wash and dry it. Light dry, though, because I don't want it to shrink up too much.
No, it'll be good. She's going to love it.
Yeah, so that was by Pearl Soho on US size 8 needles. That's one thing that's on my needles. My toe-ups sock with the Difference by Wendy D. Johnson and the Gypsy Girl Creation Transitions. US 1, I changed to Chigu needles. I'll talk about those later. And the Gypsy Creations Transitions, I'm actually on the heel increases, and it starts off with a V. I don't think you're going to see it, but I'm starting the transition color. You can't. A little bit. It's starting to turn some yellow in the white. The blue's got still a ways to go. Let me show you the ball. So I'm starting
to get the yellow.
Bright today.
I know.
But the blue, I got quite a bit to go, which I'm really glad I did the striping. I was kind of questioning it, but I'm really glad I did because I get to see some of the transition, which I think if I didn't, I wouldn't. So I'm excited. This has been car riding, any place where I need mindless knitting, and this will probably be on the back burner because I do want to finish some other things, like the baby blanket, because that's mindless. Sorry.
And put it more in the middle so everyone can see it.
It's kind of mindless, and I've also been working on something else that I took. And somebody made a comment about my stitches last week, how even they were, and I want to say thank you.
She is a very good knitter.
I'm a very tight knitter.
She is a very tight knitter. Katie, Jet Girl from Knitting on the Fly, said that the seahorse mittens that I knit, they didn't even look like they were knitted. They looked like, like machine knit, which was nice of her.
So that's this. The Wonderful Wallaby. That's what I've been working on too. I've actually, I've got a lot done because I'm not working on those fingerless mitts.
Aren't you glad those are done?
So this is a sleeve.
Yay!
And where was I last week with the sleeve?
I think
not very far.
You either hadn't started it or just started.
Yeah, I just started it, and I think I had. Oh no, that I hadn't because I had a heartbreak. I didn't bring it with me to work.
That's right.
So this sleeve is interesting to say because the instruction says you can either do all the increases you need to do at the very bottom, or you can do a gradual increase. And I'm like, well, he's a boy. He's got thin arms and bigger biceps, not big, but bigger. So I did the gradual. Well, I did every 3 rows as they suggested.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like the look, so I alternated it to every 10 rows, and I like that much better.
I usually do mine every inch.
Well, I just did 10 rows.
I don't know when I knit a sleeve, my go-to is every inch I increase until I get to the...
Well, every inch on this would be almost every 3 rows. So.
Yeah, it's bulkier yarn.
So I did every 10 rows. And I measured his arm from his armpit down to his, about here, 22 inches.
He's got long arms.
This is how much I have. I started this with a new skein. Oh, wrong one. This is how much I have left. Where is it?
She's got like 8 bags over here.
I'm going to have to cut into another skein for his arms.
Oh, my goodness.
So... I'm happy. It fits him right. I'm done with the increases, so now I'm just doing mindless knit. So this will probably be my mindless knitting because I really want to get the sweater off before it gets too warm. So this will probably be sitting on the back burner for a little while. But I really like this. And it's in my Knittings My Bag by Lois. Right now I only have the sleeve in it. The rest of it is...
These bags are great for a sweater project. I want Lois to make me one that's even bigger.
These are nice and large. So... that's that. That pattern is Wonderful Wallaby by Carol Anderson. That was gifted to me by Diane of Knittables. So that's pretty much all that I am working on something. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I am going to show you the gorgeousness of the yarn.
Yeah, that's pretty.
That's Woolmy's Tierra di Siena.
Yes, that I believe I gave you for your birthday.
You might have, possibly.
I did.
A couple years ago.
A couple years ago.
I have socks out of these, and you'll see them on the darning episode.
Which I posted, yay!
Oh, it is posted? Okay.
I did, it's posted. It's not posted on the blog yet, but it's up on the, it should be up on iTunes and Blip.
So that is, I'm doing something out of that. You won't see that again. So my last, but certainly not least, that's on the needles. I know, like I don't have enough. But when I saw this, I couldn't help myself.
Yeah, I like it. I might have to make one too.
So I am doing Crosswords at the Coffee Shop by Carrie Steinmetz. She's Knit Pearl Girl, and she's got the video, and she started off with an audio podcast, but is now doing a video podcast. So I'm not showing that. Oh, I'm sorry. This is on Araucania worsted. It said Aran, but it's really light worsted, which I apologize, Carrie, because I thought it was Aran. Wait, but I knew as soon as I cast it on, it wasn't, but the color just screamed to me to be Crosswords at the Coffee Shop. I am test knitting her shawl version. I'm out of the frame. I'm sorry.
I know. What are you doing?
I'm test knitting her. I know. I don't know why. I'm test knitting her shawl version. It is already up for sale because people had test knitted her shawlette version. So the difference between the shawlette version and the shawl version is the depth of the garter stitch. And I wanted to bring that up. So the stitch count itself, the top one is the shawlette. The bottom is the shawl. There we go. So I'm doing the bottom one. The repeats, I believe, are the same on the bottom and the top for the pattern itself, which is very easy in the sense of, like, I first cast on and I put stitch markers everywhere, and then the second row, the stitch markers don't stay, so I took them off. But it's so simple, you can see if you make a mistake where you made a mistake, the line. So when I saw the pattern, it screamed, knit me with this yarn.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty.
And so this is just a 402 colorway, US size 8. Really kind of soft and squishy.
Pink and purple.
Pink and purple. And yeah, it's actually a nice Valentine's day
I
color.
know, it is.
So I love it. Thank you, Carrie, for letting me test knit it. I absolutely love it. And it's $5 on Ravelry, and it's on sale. I think it went on sale today,
Cool.
Wednesday. So it's awesome. And she did it both versions in Aran weight. One she did with Fiber Nymph.
Oh, cool.
So that's all that I have actively on the needles. I do have a baby sweater that I was going to make, but I found out that full term the baby's going to be 9 pounds. So I'm going to wait on that.
Yeah, I would wait.
So
I would wait.
yeah.
So that it for you?
I think so.
I have one date to rate. When I was on VKN on Sunday, I finished the Spectra by Stephen West. It is a pattern that is available for $6 on Ravelry. I actually bought mine at one of our local yarn stores, the Wool Pack in Littleton. Is it still in Littleton? Or did they...
Yeah, no, I think it's still in Littleton. Just a different location. They moved locations, but I still think it's in Littleton.
Yeah, so there it is. It has not been blocked yet, and that's because I'll tell you about this in a minute, but I'm going to block it with the Infinity wires that I got. But I wanted to show the finished project. It's available for $6 on Ravelry. It was knit with a US 5 3.75 millimeter needle. The purple the solid color is Madeline Tosh Sock in Midnight Rendezvous, which was a color from a Loopy U club kit last year. And the gradient that I used for the wedges is Crystal Palace Mini Mochi, color 304, which is Bodega Bay on Jimmy Bean wool, because one of our viewers worked with me to figure out what it was called because she wanted to order some. I think it came out great. I would totally knit this again. It's really long.
Well, you knit till it ran out?
I did. I knit. This is how much I was showing people on. Now I can't find that little. Here it is. I knit until I had this much of the purple left.
How much of the mini mochi?
I had quite a bit of the mini mochi.
Oh, did you?
I bought 2 skeins of the mini mochi. I don't know why. I guess I thought I would need 2 skeins.
Oh, you don't?
No. Wait, where is it?
Oh.
This is how much I had left.
Oh, wow.
So
and
I had
that's
a lot
one
of
skein?
That's from 1 skein.
Oh, wow.
So you only need 1 skein of Crystal Palace and 1 skein of Mad Tosh Sock to get one. And it's decent.
Is it a
size.
full length of the Spectra according to his pattern?
I don't know. Let's see what he says. Finished measurements, 72 inches along the shorter garter stitch edge. So I don't know if this is 72 inches. Certainly more than 36 inches.
Sorry for that clicking.
Let's find out. It's fun to find out.
This is 72, by the way.
Okay, so this is not yet blocked, and I'm trying not to stretch it too much. Oh, yeah.
Not quite.
It's
Almost.
not blocked. Unblocked.
Unblocked, it's 56 inches.
Yeah. So I suppose, I don't know if I might, 420 yards of color A, which is the dark color, and 230 yards of color B. He used Mad Tosh Merino Light for his. So, and Silk Garden. But anyway, it hasn't been blocked yet. I don't know if it'll get much bigger blocked, but I like it. I think it's very pretty. I would wear this out and about. And
That's gorgeous.
Yeah, I love it. I would knit this again. This was a fun knit. Definitely would do it again. And I will show it to you next week, blocked. And that is because I have these that were graciously gifted to me from Infinity, who is www.infinity.com. And this is the ultrafine super long blocking wire kit. And I am going to be using this for the first time when I block my Spectra shawl. And I will show you pictures of how I blocked with them next week. I'll put a little slideshow thing and we'll put it in picture in picture. And I will also show you the finished blocked project. Yay. So I like these. They're very flexible. I can stick them right in my project bag with the project. So, and then Sheila will be using them later to block something.
Yes, my crosswords at the coffee shop.
Yeah, so that's it for my finished projects this week.
I got nothing.
Finally a week when I have something and you have nothing.
Yes, well, I'm hoping to have this big, bad blanket.
I know, you're almost done. So I do have a whirlwind romance this week. I showed you last week that I'm doing the spin along again with Fat Cat Knits. And the colorway is Wayfarer.
Pretty.
I love it. It's really pretty. It's greens and a little orange and yellow and a little white and some wine color, and it's really gorgeous. So I divided it into 3 bumps of 2 ounces apiece. Here are 2 of them. And I finished on BKM. I also finished spinning 2 ounces. And I'm spinning pretty thin because I'm hoping to 3-ply this into a sock weight, fingering weight, and I think it's going to work out fine. This is the first time I've done a true 3-ply. I ordered another bobbin that came from the Woolery. Pro tip, if you want to order things for your spinning wheel, order from the Woolery. I swear I ordered it on Thursday and it was in my house on Saturday, and I didn't pay for expedited shipping or anything. It was really fast. So yeah, that was a really great experience. These are not cheap. I'm glad I only needed to buy 1 more.
Oh, I don't know.
So anyway, yeah, that's it. It's looking pretty nice. I think it's going to be much more muted when I 3-ply it together. We'll see. I don't know how it's going to come out at all. I'm not doing anything special with the prep. I am doing a long draw for as much as I can. I'm having a little bit trouble. This is on, I think this is Polworth. And it's the first time I've spun with Polworth. Yeah, it's Polworth. And I'm having a little trouble. I have to really work with the preparation to get it to draft for a long draw. So, and that's probably just because it's a little compressed from me handling it and it being in a braid and everything. But I'm enjoying it. That's my new technique is a true 3-ply. So hopefully next week I'll be able to show you the finished yarn.
Oh, good.
Because I plan to do a lot of spinning this week. And that's all I have for whirlwind romance.
I don't have any more.
Eventually, because I'm making you take the spinning wheel home today.
I kind of figured as much.
So yeah, she has her spinning wheel.
Yep,
Has
it
been at my
doesn't
house
mean I'm
for a
going to use
year.
it.
I know.
No, it wasn't a year.
No, not June was when you got it. So
Was it June?
yeah, it's almost a year. I know, it was a long time
Jeez.
ago. So anyway, let's see, future dates. I don't really have much on my future date horizon. I am going to cast on the backpack for my daughter out of my hand spun this week because I need to have another project going to sort of break up what I'm working with. And I'm going to keep fiddling around with my shawlette pattern, my shawl pattern, until I work it out to be something that I can write the pattern for. So those are the only 2 things, and I'll just keep working on what I have on the needles.
Okay. Future dates, I am planning on getting this blanket done. There should be no reason to. I want to get one of Max's sleeve done and hopefully the second one done. That's my plan. But once this blanket is done, I am going to cast on for, sorry I'm out of frame again, for Wendy's socks with the yarn that she gave me, Jingle Bell Rock, and the Blue Moon Fiber Arts. It's medium gorge. So she wants to test it out in variegated.
Yep.
So I think this, anyone who knows Blue Moon knows that this is as variegated as it gets. So this is greens and reds. It's their holiday color. It is not available on the site at the moment. They'll probably bring it back either October or November.
Yeah,
but it's to Spa. It went to Spa. All their colors that they put away for a while go to Spa.
They go to rest.
Yeah. So that's what I'm going to plan on casting on once my blanket is done.
I do, yeah. I do have my sock out for test, and I've been getting feedback from Sadie, who has the Yarnivore podcast, and she's, thank God, enjoying it. I was very nervous sending my little thing out into the world. I modify almost everything that I knit, but it was nerve-wracking to know if people could understand what I was trying to tell them to do. I made up a way of doing a heel. I mean, I'm sure I didn't make it up from scratch.
You just did
but I've never seen it done before. I did it a different way. So, I mean, I'm sure it's been done somewhere, but I've never seen it. So I was really nervous about how that was going to turn out. Because the test sock is like a Franken sock. It's all crazy because I kept trying different things. So the heel I knew in theory it would work, but I didn't really have it on my sock. So I'm glad to hear that it did. And so that pattern, I'm hoping by the end of the month I'll be able to have enough feedback so that I can put that pattern
You're
out.
going to cast on the second sock for that?
Yeah, I have to. I
Yeah,
really
you
don't
should.
want to. I need to finish it for the pattern.
You should.
Actually, I was kind of hoping that Sadie's or one of the other test knitter Sock Bunny is doing it too, and Grandma Fish. I'm hoping one of their socks will be nice enough so that I don't have to finish it.
No, you should because it's a solid. I think
I know I do.
You
Need
should
to
really
finish it in
need
a
to knit
solid.
it in
Okay,
a
so I
solid.
guess that's one of my future dates too. It's
have
really
to.
it'll knit up so much faster
I know,
now
but
that I
you
have like
You should
a
also
thing.
try it for the heel and.
I know it'll knit up so much faster now that I have a written pattern instead of like making it up as I go. So yeah.
Crushes and heartbreaks.
Crushes and heartbreaks. Well, I am gonna tell you.
I'm afraid.
Okay, this is my heartbreak. So 2 weeks ago, no, like a week and a half ago, Sheila and I recorded our darning tutorial video. And the way that we did that is we recorded like we do every time with the computer, but I also we took footage with my little camera that takes video footage.
That we take with us to fiber festivals.
Yes. So I took video. So I had two sources for the video. And I didn't get I wasn't able to work on it much last week because I had family from out of town in my house all week. It was my son's birthday, plus I had a birthday party for him on the weekend. So I didn't really sit down to it until Monday. So I took all the footage off of the camera and downloaded it to iPhoto on my Mac. I have a Mac. Automatically downloaded it like I do every time when I import, and then I deleted it off my camera so my camera was empty because I need to take some photos for my Ravelry page and I just wanted to get it cleaned up. So I went on Tuesday. I got all the footage together. I did some editing on the computer footage, and on Tuesday I sat down to cut together all of the footage that we took of the tutorial, and we had a lot of like short bursts of video because we would show something and then we would stop it and get a different sample or work to a certain point in the sock and or whatever it was, so that we didn't have to bore you by sitting there watching us knit something. So I had to cut together all this stuff, and I could not get the video from iPhoto to go over to iMovie. It did not want to take it. And I'm like, oh my God, the whole tutorial, like it took us an hour to film all this footage. So I tried importing it a million different ways. It didn't work. I tried doing this. I was on the phone with Sheila and I was on the internet trying to Google how I could get the movies to convert over, and I found a program. I can't even remember what it's called now. And it's irrelevant, as you will find out. And I went and I converted every single video to MP4 format. And then I imported them into the thing so I could cut them together. And then I had to go do stuff with the kids and stuff. So last night, I'm sitting down on my couch and my husband's in there with me. He was working on something for garden club for the kids' school. And I realized that every single video on the camera has had the last minute just chopped off. Oh, so it would be like, and now I'm going to, and I'm like, no! So I go back to the original footage in iPhoto and I play it and it's complete. So then I go to the footage that I converted with the program and it's complete. So iMovie is just randomly cutting off a section of the stuff, and I was like, this is unbelievable. I am going to have to freaking refilm everything and import it the right way. So I'm almost crying. I was so frustrated. And then I don't know how this happened, but I was deleting everything that I had imported over, and I was going to try doing it again. And I noticed, and I'm going to show Sheila on the computer, I noticed in the little screen there's something here that says iPhoto videos. It's actually like an option right on iMovie. And I clicked on it, and all of the video that I've ever done on my camera is in there.
Oh.
And it's complete. So for 2 days, I struggled to get this stuff moved over for no reason at all. I was like, oh, I clicked on it, I put it in. The video is now up on iTunes and Blip, and it will be on a separate tab on our blog that I'm going to call tutorials, because we will probably do more in the future, and I don't want it to be confusing for people. It's not an episode. It's long enough to be an episode. It's about half an hour. But yeah, I had a hard time doing this because I'm stupid and I can't read.
No.
It's like, look, it's right there. iPhoto videos. I just had to click on it. And I clicked on last import to get other stuff out, so it's not like I don't even know what happened. How did I miss that?
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. So anyway, that was my heartbreak. But the good news is I have learned so much about converting video from AVI format to MP4. Like, I'm like just a wealth of technical knowledge now. I just need to learn how to read. That's my heartbreak.
Any crushes, or is that it?
I don't have any crushes this week. I don't have time for crushes.
I have one crush. It was a Valentine that I got from Half Baked Knitwit. I laughed. It made me laugh on this one. So she sent it. It wasn't one of the Ravelry ones. She had sent her own one. It says, show somebody knitting or something like that. It says, to show my love for you, I knit you something really complicated. It turned out so awesome, but I kept it.
I like that. That would be me.
And it says, I'll try harder next year. And I just thought that was so funny.
That's hilarious.
Because how many times have we made things that we say, yeah, I don't really want to give this away.
Like the stained glass bag I made for my mother-in-law, which I made for specifically for her, but it was so pretty when I was done. I was like, I kind of want to keep it.
Which has yet to be felted because you can't.
No, that's a different bag. Oh. That's the felted entrelac bag that I lost. I can't find it. It's never been felted.
That's funny.
So,
on to baubles and bling.
Okay, well, I actually forgot some of my baubles and bling until we were sitting here. Remember, we went to the Hub Mills outlet.
Yes.
I bought stuff and I forgot it.
What did you buy?
I bought 2 skeins of Malabrigo sock. Didn't I? I don't remember. I bought something. It's in the other room. I'm not going to get up and interrupt the video. I'll show it to you next week. But my first baubles and bling, because there it is this is Into the World. It is 85% Polworth, 15% silk blend, and it is in the Gwydir colorway. I'm going to pull it out of the bag.
Gwydir.
Gwydir. It's probably Welsh, and it's so pretty. It's inspired by a photo from the Showtime series, The Tudors. What she does is she has people image search on the Tudors.
Do you know who submitted that photo?
Who?
Mommy Needs Yarn, Erin.
Oh, she did? Because I know Mommy Needs Yarn submitted the one that's up next for the Doctor Who.
Oh, maybe that's
the one you're thinking of. Because I don't think Mommy Needs Yarn.
You're right.
Anyway, this is for the Ravelry group, Completely Twisted and Arbitrary Spinners, which I didn't even know about. I only found out about it because I saw this when she did the pre-orders, and it was so gorgeous that I had to buy it, and then I felt like I should join the group because I could do the spin-along. So anyway, I bought 4 ounces of the main colorway, Gwydir, and she did another one that has brighter reds and pinks, and it's really pretty. She did 2 different versions, but I liked this one. And then I bought the corresponding color, coordinating color. It's called 12.14, and it matches the sort of the blues in here. And I'm going to spin this. I'm going to 2-ply it. I'm going to 2-ply it for a fingering weight, and I'm going to spin 1 ply out of the blue and 1 ply out of the color. And it also came with a cute little button.
Oh, that is cute.
All of her stuff comes with a cute little button, and that kind of shows some of the colorway. It's similar to the colorway. It's a Tudor rose, and it's kind of similar to the colors in the other colorway. Can you see it?
In the other colorway, not this one?
Not this one.
I was gonna say.
There were two colorways. I got the Gwydir one. The other one I can't remember what it's called, but it had more of this, but it's like a little Tudor rose button. And as always, because I love how Chris packages her stuff, she sends 2 cards, and they have a place on the back for you to write your information so that you can tag your hand spun when you're finished with the project. Love it! Shouldn't have bought this because I am expecting my Into the World Fiber Club double dose any day now. I think it's shipping sometime this week. And that is going to be based on the inspiration photo that Mommy Needs Yarn, Erin, submitted to the Into the World Club.
Okay.
And it is the last of the Doctor Who themes. And the next 3 months is going to be Serenity Firefly themed.
Oh, okay. I was going to say Firefly, but all right. Serenity and Firefly.
Serenity/Firefly. And the contest for the inspiration photos is still running. So if you're in the Into the World Club or if you want to join it, go to Into the World Ravelry group, and you can put in your inspiration photos. You can vote on the photos that are already in the thread, and she will be picking 3 of them, and they will be the inspiration for the next 3 months. And I'm not a big Firefly Serenity fan. I never watched it, but some of the some of the photos are really pretty, so I'm hoping that I like it.
I'm sure you will.
And I'm dying to know what she's going to put it out on. So that was one bauble and bling. This is the other one. I ordered this a couple of weeks ago. It is a spinner's control card. And you can hook it onto your spinning wheel. And it has, there we go. It has different thicknesses of yarn. And what you do is you take your ongoing work and you measure it up against the line to see where you're spinning. And according to the control card, I am spinning between 40 and 36 wraps per inch. And it comes with a handy dandy table. And it teaches me that if I want a 3-ply in a fingering weight, which would have a wraps per inch between 14 and 17, then I need to multiply that times 3, and it tells me how thin my singles should be on this gauge. And I think it worked out, I think 42 is what it worked out to be for me, so I might be a little heavier. It's hard to know because I might be slightly thin.
Heavier fingering.
Heavy fingering, because it doesn't break it down that much. But I'm definitely on the track to do a fingering weight in 3-ply. So I really love it. I'm going to clip it onto my cup holder, on the edge of the cup holder with this, and then it goes zzz. I can zzz. I have to make that noise when I use it.
I see that.
Zzz. But it's really cool. And I got this from Art Club on Etsy, and I gave a link for Sheila to put in the notes. And it is run by the Harveyville Project, which is some kind of a yarn collective. And it's a great little tool, and bizarrely, I was talking about this on Virtual Knit Night, and Lois from Knitting in My Bag had just bought the exact same thing.
Oh, good.
She's like, she doesn't have her wheel yet, but she has one of these. And Diane in Oz, my friend, cannot use these because her eyes don't work with it.
Oh, really?
I was like, all right, what?
No, there's certain people who can't see those optical illusions.
Her eyes, she says when she puts the yarn on the line, it looks like it matches on all the rows.
Oh.
I'm like, whatever, you and your special eyes. I was making fun of her about it. But it works great for me, and I kind of like it. I've been sort of guesstimating how to get the weight that I want. This gives me a little more of an idea what I'm doing. And it also helps me make sure that I'm consistently spinning at the right weight, because I'm still a new spinner, so my control is not that great. So that was really good, and it wasn't that expensive. I can't remember how much it was, but it was not that expensive. It's a great little tool. So those are my baubles and bling, and I'll show you what I got at Hub Mill next week when I remember what I did with it.
Okay. I have one bauble and bling. I bought some Blue Moon Fiber Arts. I know I don't need any. But I bought the medium weight.
From D-Stash.
From D-Stash, because I was interested in seeing what it would look like and feel like.
It's the heavyweight.
Yes, I'm sorry, you're right. Heavyweight.
I don't know what I bought at Hub Mills, but I know what she got on D-Stash.
Because I just showed you it. Heavyweight Blue Moon Fiber Arts. It's the mudslide colorway, and I have to honestly say I go by price range. The color intrigued me, and I would love to have seen it skeined up, but she was selling it cake, so it was cheaper. She gave me the ball band, and it's a full skein because I weighed it.
Yeah.
So it's the mudslide colorway. It's 350 yards, and I got it off of D-Stash. And it's gorgeous. I don't know what I'm going to knit with it. It may become a pair of like house socks.
Yeah, that'd be
or
nice.
Something. Yeah, there we go.
Pretty.
It's browns, tans, taupes, Mudslide.
Off-white. It's pretty.
It reminds me of like the alcoholic mudslide.
I'm sure that's what it's named after.
You know, Kahlua and milk and stuff like that. It's
pretty.
It is really pretty.
Very
It's got
nice.
some rich browns, so it's squishy. But I just I wanted to try it, and I'll probably do the same with the other bases of Blue Moons at some point.
To test them out.
Yeah, Gaia and all that kind of good stuff. So
Cool.
that was my only bottles and bling.
Except for your needles.
Well, yes, I did purchase Chaigu knitting needles. Sorry, I'm a little congested. I can feel it in my nose. I was going to say something else too. Oh, and I am in the process of purchasing I Love Fred yarn.
Oh, yeah.
Proverbial Knitter is a podcast. If you're not watching her, you should. It says it's a biblical themed podcast. It really isn't. Her themes, like we have on the dance card, are all Bible stuff, but she doesn't.
It's not like
preach.
she's proselytizing.
Right,
you.
she's not preaching to you. At the end, she has like our heartbreak. She'll put it into a phrase or a reading from the book. It's very nice. So she's got this cat that they saved. Oh, I don't know how old it was. 3-4 weeks. It only weighed 3/4 pound.
Ooh.
Yeah, his name's Fred. He's adorable. He's a bit of you can tell that he's been loved as being raised, because even now he's a good like 10 pounds now. Jumps right up on her and goes right to her neck to snuggle.
Yeah.
So when he was little, that's where he was.
My cat does that too. He's a
and it was
boy.
easier for her to do certain things when he was little. Now, not so much. You can see
I know,
her
because
say, Fred down.
Oscar,
Fred down.
who we call Ox because he's so big, weighs like 15 pounds, and he tries to snuggle up on my chest like he's a kitten.
So the yarn is based on him, and it's black and white, and anyone who watches Tammy, a Proverbial Knitter, or the Dark Knitter knows she doesn't like pink. There's a very thin, 1 stitch worth of a line of pink, and it's for his nose and his paws.
That's cute.
It really is cute. So
I really
was
it.
On the fence about it because I said I wasn't going to be purchasing any fingering weight yarn, but I did. I bought.
And it goes
I'm in the
to
process
a
of,
good cause,
yeah,
right?
$10 of it is going towards an animal shelter. So
So if you're not knitting a Snuggie, you could buy the yarn, and $10 will go to the animal shelter.
Well, I'm not sure which animal shelter. It is.
And the animal shelter.
The Snuggies.
Not the Snuggie one.
The Snuggles tend to go to a.
I guess what I was trying to say is if you want to do something for the shelters.
For an animal shelter.
And you don't want to knit a Snuggie, this is another way you could do that.
Absolutely. So that will hopefully. Actually, I don't know when that will be coming in because she was taking pre-orders.
Oh, I might have to order some too because it's really pretty.
It's really cute. She has 2 bases. Charles, which is the 80-20 base, 80% merino or wool and 20% nylon, and then Jane, which is the MCN merino cashmere nylon.
Ooh, I might have to check it out.
So
is that it for your bubbles and bling?
That's it for my bubbles and bling.
My gossip innuendo, I already talked to you about the Lotus Blossom sock, which is in Testnet, so I don't have to go over that again. And I'm just going to remind everyone again, if you're from the New England area, there will be a marketplace at the spa in Freeport. Spa is a spinning event. I keep forgetting to. I keep meaning to look up what it's
something. Yeah,
association.
Yeah, it means something. It's an acronym.
SPA.
For something.
It's not. My husband's like, "What are you going to do at the spa? Get like a face mask?" And I was like, "No, it's not an acronym spa.
For something.
It has to do with spinning." But there will be a marketplace.
When is it?
The 25th, which is Saturday. I think the marketplace is 24th, 25th, right? And 26th. I'm going to be there. Hopefully Sheila's going up with me. And hopefully I'm going to see my cousin's baby who is still in the NICU because he was a 34-weeker. But he's doing great. He's doing great. No, they took him off the tube.
He may be home by then.
That's what I'm hoping because I want to stop by and see him.
Well, it would be great to see him. Just remember, NICU baby.
No, I know.
Wash your hands, all that kind of good stuff.
I'm pretty sure that I'll be able to appropriately handle him. My son was in the NICU too.
I know.
He was giant, but he was in the NICU.
Mine was in the cardiac ICU. No.
Mine was in the cardiac NICU, but only for a few hours.
Mine was in there for 3 months.
yeah, the nurses laughed at my baby because he was 9 pounds and he was in the NICU.
I know.
So there's like little tiny baby, giant baby. We have pictures of him, he barely fit in the bed.
Oh.
It's really sad. But he was only in there for, I think, 3 or 4 hours is how long he was.
Observation.
They thought he had a heart defect, but they were wrong.
Which is good.
I know. I'm very happy about it.
You're probably going to jump into this, but this is Congenital Heart Defect Awareness Week. And even though we don't talk about it with Zachary, he was initially born with a heart defect. And I kind of forget
That's like a side issue compared to everything
forget
else.
about it. It's on the back burner because we don't have to see his cardiologist for almost 2 years, which is fabulous. He does still have pulmonary stenosis, which we do have to keep track of. So he will be seeing a cardiologist for the rest of his life. But that is on the back burner, and I tend to forget about it because it's not an issue.
And because he has so many other issues that are more pressing.
But this week is cardiac.
This week is also the 6th anniversary of my surviving heart failure. Valentine's Day yesterday was the actual anniversary. That's why I brought my little heart that Sheila made me last year.
That's covered in dog fur.
I know. Well, it's been upstairs. It's cat fur, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, that's probably why your nose is running. I had heart failure on Valentine's Day.
Hey.
Which I just find so
ironic
that it's hilarious. And as of last summer when Sheila gave me this heart, I am cleared. I don't have to see the cardiologist anymore. But I want to give back a little something and to celebrate it because it should be like a happy celebration. Yay, I'm not dead. And my heart works just fine now. So in honor of my
that's right.
heart,
I keep forgetting about that.
I didn't put it in the show notes. I am going to give away this book, New Knits on the Block by Vicki Howell. It has lots of different little patterns. There's
they're cute. I like that one.
Bowling ball and pins.
Funky
Unicorn dress up hat. It's just fun little knits. You can see like a princess hat. Stuff for kids. Tool belt, pirate hat, a knapsack, leg warmers in a bag. It's all children's stuff. But a bunch of fun the guitar pillow. That's awfully cute. A bunch of fun little knits. A guide to knitting what kids really want is what she called it. It was donated to our blog by our lovely friend Dee Dee. Hi, Dee Dee. And I am giving it away to anyone who comments on the blog, the actual blog site, www.knitoneheart2.blogspot.com. Leave a comment on the blog, and I will use the random generator next week to pick a person who, one of the commenters. And I'm doing that because I know we have viewers that do not post on Ravelry, and I want them to have an option to be in the running for something that we give away.
And we will ship internationally.
Yep, we'll ship whoever. It'll go to whoever wins it. So that is to celebrate.
Yay.
And then my last thing.
You can go.
Do you want me to go?
You go. Well, you go. Mine won't take long.
Okay.
We'll end on a happy note.
We'll end on a happy note.
Some of us aren't so happy.
Okay, well, I'm continuing the Year of You theme this week. These tips are from Mark and Angel Hack Life, Practical Tips for Productive Living, and the article is called 30 Things to Stop Doing to Yourself. And these ones are kind of like, I don't know if I can relate these to knitting, but they're very good. Number 16 this week, stop being jealous of others. And I love this phrase. Jealousy is the art of counting someone else's blessings instead of your own. Ask yourself this. What's something that I have that everyone wants? I think that's great, you know. I think on Ravelry, here, I'm going to just slide it right into knitting. On Ravelry, I'll be looking at people's stashes for whatever reason, and I will feel a little jealous at some of the beautiful stuff that I have. But then I will tell myself, look at all the beautiful stuff that I have that they don't have. So you just really need to do that. When you start feeling envious of something that someone else can do or that they have, start thinking about what you have that they don't have. Because there's going to be something.
Right.
And it's just a really good way to sort of turn it around. And I really like that idea. Don't count other people's blessings. Count your own blessings. Number 17, stop complaining and feeling sorry for yourself. I think that's good advice. I'm going to read this one because it's pretty good. Life's curveballs are thrown for a reason, to shift your path in a direction that is meant for you. You may not see or understand everything the moment it happens, and it may be tough. But reflect back on those negative curveballs thrown at you in the past. You'll often see that eventually they led you to a better place, person, state of mind, or situation. And my big curveball was having heart failure and having to leave my job, which I loved, my career. I never thought I would be a stay-at-home mom. But it opened up much more time for me to do the things that I love, like knitting. That's how I met Sheila. Never would have met Sheila. Never would have done this podcast. Never would have learned how to spin. Never would have had time to do all the crafting that I'm just really loving right now. So when I look back on it now, even though it was devastating at the time, it actually was really good. And I'm not as stressed out as I was before.
I want to throw in, and this is going to sound weird too, with Zachary. When his heart issue, like I said, it's a minor issue. He went to daycare. I went back to work. When he got diagnosed with cancer is when I left work. And I say to people, even though it sounds odd, it was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. I was in a job that my boss did not appreciate me. He was very chauvinistic because I had kids and I was a woman and I wasn't going anywhere with him. And it just sounds weird. It was the best thing that could have ever happened. Again, with, like Wendy said, I met some fabulous people. I learned how to knit. I met Wendy. I met our other knitting friends. And it wouldn't have happened if
you were working full time.
If I was working full time. And not once have I ever, well, I shouldn't say this. Yes, we did say, why us? Why? Because he had gone through so much.
Yeah.
But then you look around, and this is like,
You know what else we got that we never would have had? We spend so much time with our kids that we would have missed if we had
My kids would have been in daycare, and I wouldn't have... it would have been a different...
So it's a bonus. Yeah. I mean, we were obviously okay with our kids being in daycare. There's nothing wrong with that, but we got the bonus added of that we got to spend all this time that if our lives had stayed on that other path, we wouldn't have had that either.
Max stayed in daycare until he went into kindergarten just because of
Lily did too.
Zachary's doctor issues. It wasn't fair of me to be dragging him along to a doctor's appointment. But... and I never felt sorry for us. Well, no, I can't say I never did because you do. You feel sorry for yourself, but it was only briefly because, we have this wonderful little boy who makes us smile.
Yeah, and
I've got other relationships
with so many wonderful people that stem
without
from
them.
that.
And again, it's kind of fate.
So turn it around.
Yes.
And Sheila doesn't complain or feel sorry for herself. She doesn't really need to follow this tip. But I think at some point everybody does a little bit. And
well, you do. There is.
It's good to turn it around like that and think about how bad things actually can open a door to something wonderful.
When one door shuts, another one
opens. I love that. The last one, number 18, is stop holding grudges. This is a good one for me to learn. Don't live your life with hate in your heart.
Sorry.
You will end up hurting yourself more than the people you hate. Forgiveness is not saying what you did to me is okay. It's more that you're saying what you did to me is wrong and bad, but I'm not going to let the fact that it happened ruin my life anymore.
You're going to be a better person.
I'm done. I'm not forgiving you for the awfulness of it, but I am letting go of my hatred for you. I'm forgiving you in the sense that I'm letting go. So don't let people prey on you. And I am trying every day to forgive Jared Flood for Rock Island. I am trying, Jared. It's very hard, but I'm trying. So don't hold grudges. And anyway, Jared, I have a new internet boyfriend, Stephen West. So
sorry, Bindi J.
Bindi J is my evil twin. Only I'm evil and she's like the good twin, but
they're fighting over Stephen West.
Call me Stephen. Oh my God! When I die, if anybody actually called me up,
yes,
Jared Flood be like, "You bitch." All right.
On that
note.
I'm just going to say real quick, I had purchased the Chaigu red cable lace needles. It's got a very pointy tip. Very similar to the Knit Picks tip.
Yeah, I like it.
It's a little pointy.
And how's it working out for you?
It's working
in less
out
than
good.
1 minute.
Yes, I know. It's working out good. The joints are nice and fairly smooth. I mean, with anything... it's good. But some people said that they didn't like the cable. It's a very wiry cable.
Yeah, but it's okay.
And I don't mind it for magic loop, but I do my magic loops on 32. So Steve, I know you said you were doing yours on longer needles. Try shorter needles. I like mine on 32. So I like them. I'm going to continue on this, and I'm going to purchase more, I hope, because I'm tired of the Knit Picks needle cables coming out. Not saying that this won't happen, but they're half the price of Addy Turbos and twice as much as Knit Picks. So on that note, have a good week. Thanks for watching. If you're a new viewer, thanks for checking us out. If you're a continuing viewer, thanks for coming back.
And you can contact us on the blog contact tab.
Bye.
Bye.